Hey everyone, and congratulations on completing your procedure. I'm sure it's all gone very well. What I thought I'd do is just run through your post-operative instructions with you, because a lot has happened on the day. Of course, it's been a relatively long day for you. Most of you haven't had the experience of sitting in one place for that entire day. Hopefully you found it a pleasurable experience, and the day, I'm sure, has run smoothly for you. At the end of the day, we would talk you through everything, make sure that you understand all the instructions, but I thought I'd take a few minutes to put this onto camera as well, so you have this as an aid memoir. So basically, when you've left the clinic, we'd have given you one of our bags. This is a take-home bag, and it's got everything that you need to look after yourself in those first few days after the procedure. And in that bag, there's a variety of different things. First of all, we'll give you this piece of paper that has the instructions in a written format. So we'd have talked you through things at the end of the procedure. You've got this video as well to refer to, and everything's written here on this piece of paper. So feel free to look through that. It's got all the instructions, and at the bottom of the page also is my cell phone number, also the clinic number. So any issues, you can either call or text through, and we can answer any questions that you've had. So basically, the grafts are now in place, all right? And the thing that you need to understand is that for the next week, those grafts are somewhat tender, meaning that if you knock your head or rub the grafts and pull the grafts out within that first week, then the risk of poor growth starts to go up. That said, if you look after those grafts for that first week, then they're going to be with you forever. So that's the fundamental thing that you need to take away from this. So in service of that, how do we look after those grafts in that first week? So first of all, when you get home today, what you will do is you'll get this saline spray bottle. All right. And what it's going to do is going to keep the grafts nice and moist. So when you get home tonight, spray the grafts every 15 minutes. Okay. Do that until you go to bed tonight. When you go to bed tonight, just quickly spray the grafts, and that's fine. And then go to sleep. You don't need to wake up overnight every 15 minutes and spraying the grafts. But just spray it before you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, carry on spraying it every 15 minutes until this bottle runs out. It should run out some point tomorrow. All right, so keep the grafts nice and moist both today at the end of the procedure and tomorrow as well. All right, so that's the first thing, really important. The next thing is we've given you an ice pack. All right, now done a lot to try and minimize the swelling as much as possible, but if we've done any frontal hairline work, then there's potential risk for swelling, and because of gravity, the swelling may track down. So what we want you to do over the course of this evening and tomorrow as well is icing the forehead. All right, so this ice pack, you shake it, you punch this goes cold, and I want you to ice the forehead, not the grafts, the forehead, just like that, for about 10 minutes every hour. Put that back in the freezer, bring it back out the next hour, do that again. Do that until you go to bed tonight. Again, at night, while you're asleep, you don't need to ice the grafts. Wake up in the morning and ice the grafts again. You do that for today and tomorrow, and that should suffice. If you do get any swelling, it's probably going to be worse around day 3. All right, and like I said, it may track down because of gravity. If you see that, then just with your finger, just push the fluid to the side, and that will stop it from coming down and giving you puffy eyes. But let's just say you don't do that and your eyes get a little bit puffy. That's perfectly fine. It will not affect the grafts, the health of the grafts or the transplant at all, not even 1 iota. So if it does happen, don't stress about it. It's usually gone by day 3, day 4. All right. So swelling, the ice pack is there to try and minimize that as much as possible. The next thing that we've got is a white sheet. If you notice any sort of ooze or dribbling, just put a bit of pressure. Certainly in the donor area, that's probably a bit more common. If you do notice any ooze, it's fine. Just put a bit of pressure. But we would have made sure that everything is nice and clean and there's no major bleeding before you've left the clinic. But that's just there to help. And then we've got this blue sheet that I want you to put on your pillowcase, blue side down, and then go to bed tonight. When you wake up in the morning, don't be too perturbed. You'll notice that there's sort of fluid stains or blood stains on this pillow. Don't worry. The surgery is very minimal, and so you're not going to get any sort of major bleeding. Any blood stains, just the tissue fluid just leaking out from the donor area at the back. All right. So that's there in your pack as well. The donor area, generally for most people, that heals within it certainly seals up within 20 minutes and it heals within a couple of days. So a couple of days after your surgery, you can start rubbing the back of the head and getting rid of the scabs there. With regards to the recipient area, either at the front or the top or in the crown, all right, basically don't touch the grafts for the next 7 days. You can have a shower. We'll invite you back either the following day or a couple of days after your surgery for a hair wash if you're available, and that will help clean that area up, and get rid of most of the sort of the scabbing there. But I want you to have a shower every day, and when you have a shower, I want you to use this pink solution. All right. Now this pink solution is just going to keep the area nice and clean. So what you want to do is you want to get into the shower, you spray a few pumps of the pink solution over the recipient area and just let the shower water run through that. Do not touch, do not rub the area. Certainly don't towel dry that area. Just let it air dry after that. And you use this as a shampoo substitute. Use this every day for the first week. Now, after the first week, like I said, those grafts are solidly in place. You cannot damage the grafts at that point. And so in the shower, I want you to gently massage the area, get rid of those scabs so that when you run your fingers through your hair, you don't feel any crusty bits. It's all just the prickly sensation of the stubble hair. So that you can do after the first week. If you've got any questions, again, get back to us and we'll go through that with you in more detail. Generally, the sort of post-operative period is tolerated really well. Most people don't need very much in terms of pain relief, but we will give you some painkillers as well. We'll give you some Panadol and Nurofen. I really want you to take that regularly. All right. You may feel fine. You may not be in any discomfort, but I think it's really important to take that over the first few days just to minimize any discomfort at all. And we've also given you a sleeping tablet, a couple of sleeping tablets. Take one tonight and one tomorrow night as well. And like I said, the pain is generally very well tolerated. Some people, especially if we've done a large number of grafts, do feel the worst amount of discomfort around that 1 week mark. And it's generally in the donor area, and that's because the tiny little incisions where we've drilled out the individual follicles, what they've done is they've scabbed over and the scabs have now started contracting. But I'll walk you through that when I see you in the post-operative appointment as well. But you can sometimes feel like pins and needles in that donor area. So I don't want you to be put off, but again, it just reinforces the importance of taking that medication regularly. All right. So I'm going to see you at the 2 week mark. Of course, if you've got any concerns or any issues beforehand, give the clinic a call. You have my number, give me a call. But I'm sure this procedure's gone really well. I hope you found this video useful. Just as an aid memoir, of course, we'd have gone through it with you in person before you left the clinic. But congrats again on the procedure, and I'll see you for your 2 week follow-up. Take care.